the storm rolls in. Then the earth I felt it shake, and the sun I saw it fade, and the truth I heard it break. I knew trouble was on its way, but I'm still standing. Got my feet tucked in this ground, no ain't nothing about to stop me now. I'm still standing. Crashing dreams and falling stars, dead end streets and broken hearts. Daddy said when life gets hard, those are the days where you gon' find out who you are. So I'm still standing. Got my feet tucked in this ground, no ain't nothing gonna stop me now. 'Cause I'm still standing. Howling winds and driving rain, treading water in this hurricane. Still standing. Got my feet dug in this ground. No ain't nothing about to stop me now. I'm still standing. Got my feet dug in this ground. No ain't nothing gonna knock me down. I'm still standing. Howling winds and driving rain, treading water in this hurricane. I'm still standing. Well, I got the fire. I got the fire, yeah. I'm still standing. Treading water in this hurricane. I'm still standing. Got my feet tucked in this ground. No ain't nothing gonna knock me down. I'm still standing. Howling winds and driving rain, treading water in this hurricane. I'm still standing. Well, I got the fire. I got the fire, yeah. I'm still standing. Treading water in this I'm still standing. I'm still standing. I'm still standing.
Well, guys, we're live here in Bogata, Texas at our shop, Kraven Customs. We're actually streaming to two different platforms here this evening. We're streaming obviously to our restored YouTube channel, and we should be streaming to our Alt Driver Facebook page. It's a company that had reached out to us, interested in us streaming on there. So if you're watching from that Facebook page, welcome to our channel. We hope that you enjoy it. Be sure to like and share their posts as we go along on this video. You guys will follow along, help us get this old car up and running. We'll kind of give you a little bit of history behind the car as we go here. But I'll just start off. It's a 67 Mercury Commuter Wagon. And this thing, the story we've been told is it's been setting up for over 40 years now. You guys will really be able to tell that once we dig into the motor here, show you what's been planning its home all around it. Yeah, I'll come over here and basically show you what I'm talking about. So this car come originally with a 390 V8. That's what we've got in this car right now. I don't know that it is exactly the numbers matching original engine, but from the story that we got, I'm pretty sure that it is. I don't know how well you can tell, but it is just packed full of rat's nests, squirrel's nests, whatever was able to get up in here and build a nest. So that's where we're going to start off at first, is just trying to get all this cleaned out here. I'm going to go ahead. We were having a few problems with our GoPro. So I've got a wireless GoPro on my head to kind of show you when I go into the car, cranking it up and stuff like that. So we started a little late. We were supposed to start at 5, but we're having some issues with our gear. We've got all new gear. God's blessed us with some things selling, so we were able to buy some new gear. We were having problems with the old gear. So hopefully, let us know. We'll try to read the comments as we go. Let us know if everything sounds okay, looks okay, and all that. With that being said, I'm going to kind of show you around the wagon, show you some cool stuff about it that I didn't even know existed. They made these wagons since 57, I believe. So they made them from 57 to 68. And then actually in 63, they didn't make this body style. A Meteor replaced it. But anyways, I'll go around here and kind of show you. On the inside, it's not in too bad a shape here. The seat's pretty tore up there, and the headliner's all sagging down. But believe it or not, I'll show you guys later, these floor pans are outstanding on this car, which is so hard to believe because it was in Alaska at some point. But back here, my favorite part of this car is this door. So it actually open sideways like a regular door, or window was busted out of it when we got it. It'll fold down like a tailgate, which is super cool in itself, but, and I don't know how rare this is, if all of them had it or what, but to me, look at this. It's got some little seats back here. So, you know, you could haul, man, you could haul at least 9 people, I would say, up in here, and they're actually sitting in a seat. Now, I don't know how many could fit on the roof and in the spaces in between, but to me, that was super cool, and I don't know if they all come that way or not. We'll have to get a new window in it. The body on this car is straight as can be, and I think I'm going to grab some wax later on. I think this old paint might even shine up just a little bit. But she's pretty much rust-free. From what I can tell, it does have a little bit of behind the rear wheels where mud would have caked up and stuff like that. It's starting to come through just a little bit. But other than that, it's not, I mean, I'm going to show you them floor pans here in a little bit. We were up underneath there pulling something loose or something. I don't remember what we were doing. And there's like the undercoating that's flaking off, and it's still shiny paint up underneath there, so it's pretty crazy. But yeah, anyways, I've said a lot in a little bit of time. We've got about 836 people watching on here right now. I see some both from Facebook and from YouTube. Once again, thank y'all for hanging out. Our goal tonight is to hear this girl crank up and run. So 390 motor, we don't know if it's locked up. We have not messed with it. We bought all the parts we thought we might need when you're doing something like this. We went ahead and bought, you know, plugs, plug wires, points, starter in case. I'm trying to think what else. Just all the typical stuff. Starter relay solenoid there. We've got battery cables. We've got a hot battery. I guess we just need to dig in and see what we've got ahead of us.
A rat's nest for sure first.
Yeah. All right, well, I'll go ahead. We're going to go ahead and pull this breather off here. We set everything up and then realized it may be fun getting this off without losing one of our cameras real quick. But
that off and that off.
So I think this is going to open it up to where you guys can see quite a bit more. This looks pretty bad. But I've seen worse, honestly. I don't know if any of y'all have seen that Opel GT we got up and running. It was like this, but pretty much the whole engine bay, which this is a huge engine bay. We'll grab some gloves and I guess just start cleaning this out the best we can. Maybe grab a shop vac or blow it out. There's lots of rat turds.
Rats chewed those wires completely up.
Yeah, so there's some wires here that the spark plug wires they've chewed up on. So that one, I thought, yeah, that one there is completely chewed into. So I guess we'll grab some gloves and start doing the dirty work.
A trash can. This is always the hard part, but once it's over with, then it's a lot cleaner job to have to mess with after that.
I don't know how long it takes. It really don't take these critters very long to pack that stuff in there. It's crazy, but this one here.
I think we'll get it out quicker than they got it in.
The story we got was that it was parked because of some kind of a brake issue. So, you know we're going to have that. We got it packed in there good,
It
don't
is
we?
in there packed. I just hope we don't find them in there.
Now we'll probably get some comments of using a leaf blower. That's a great idea once you've got the most of it unpacked. But honestly, they pack that stuff in there so thick
Yeah.
that it's just not going to blow out. It's just going to pack it even more. So.
Well, yeah, it brought in a piece at a time and stacked in there and bringing it out in a lump at a time.
We got any station wagon fans in the audience tonight? They got sticks, they got everything, grass.
Vines, sticker vines.
We want to get this cleaned up the best we can because the next step is trying to see if we can get the motor to turn over. And when we do that, you're going to need to pull the spark plugs out, and we definitely don't want any of this dropping down in our cylinders. Try to keep it from happening the best we can.
Gotta love people loving the station wagon.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember us ever having one as I was growing up, but back then, I mean, all cars were huge back then and that, but if you had a big family, this was the way to go. You didn't have a little minivan to jump into and go to the soccer game. You loaded everybody up in the station wagon. And
I wish they still made cars kind of how this is set up. I mean, I guess they do. I guess they have the little rumble seats and stuff, but you don't really see where you sit, face to face.
right, yeah.
Which way people don't get along nowadays.
I
That might
started
be
to
why.
say, I could imagine a couple kids sitting face to face, looking at each other, picking on each other. But you could get all the way back there at the back where mom couldn't smack you.
Yeah. Or see what you're doing.
Yeah.
Get away with stuff. I'm not seeing a whole lot of the electrical wiring, chewed up. Spark plug wires must taste better to them, but the electrical wiring, which is going to be more important to us, is pretty well intact.
Get that out of the way before I tear it up and lose it.
We've had rats come out while we're cleaning stuff up. Big old snakes curled up in fender wells most of the time. They like to curl up in little spots that you don't really see them at first. But
It don't matter where they're curled up. If they're there, they get my attention really quick when they move. Not as fast as I move, but kind of like Uncle Frankie was. Those snake people need to stay away from me.
getting to where we can probably, I thought we might be able to use a shop vac, but I think our best bet is just to kind of blow it.
I think so.
Blow it around the best we can. You don't want none of this stuff down around your exhaust if we get as far as getting it to crank up, because that old dry straw will sure catch fire real quick.
Yeah.
But then again, it is really hard to get down there by that stuff.
Yeah, it's not, like you said earlier, I've seen a lot worse than this.
Yeah. So I think what we'll probably do, I don't know how Dad feels about it, but I'd like to try to get this thing up and running with as much of the original parts on it as we can. I'd like to try to use this old coil if we can, if it'll still work. Heck, I'd even like to use the points if they're in there and they're usable, just to see. Now we've got stuff if they won't work to try to replace them, but.
Yeah, I think it'd be neat if you can use what you can, and then once you get it going, then you can come back in and replace it. And We know it needs to be replaced, but we just like to get it running as is right now.
You want to try to shoot it with some air, or you think?
I think that's going to be our best
Shoot it with
bet.
some air and then try to get what we can.
Yeah, got one little spot there that's just, got it.
Terry Wyatt said Lance can take you guys on vacation in that this year.
I would absolutely love to take this thing on vacation. And whenever we got this back to the shop, I think all of us, the whole family, just ended up falling in love with it a little bit more and more. When we first seen it, it was cool, you know, an old wagon, but then you start checking it out and finding little thises and that's about it. And it's pretty low mileage. I don't remember what exactly he said. I'll check it out here.
75, I think.
So less than 100,000 miles, which is kind of a lot for an older motor, you know. But still, it'll probably run really good if we can get it up and going. That's not terrible. But I think all of us just kind of fell in love with it, shine it up some. It's got pretty good paint job on it. It's just all faded out. Well, I'm going to go ahead and grab an air hose, and we're going to try to blow this out. We're going to try not to tear up your eardrums as much as possible. So we've got this really cool old commercial from Mercury back in the day, showing off of some of their style, showing off some of their vehicles. So we're going to go ahead and let that play. We're going to try to blow this out the best we can, and we'll meet you back here and see what we got next.
It began one morning at 4 a.m. 13 Mercurys in a torture test. Each car drives 10,000 miles for 10 long nights and 10 long days. 130,000 miles that prove the quality of the 1960 Mercury. Start the run through Snake Pit Curve. Test for lean and sway and swerve. Check the handling, how she steers. Check the instruments like a bombardier. Next, test the brakes, Mercury style. 9,000 stops in 10,000 miles. That's what we mean by Mercury quality. Keep 'em rolling round the clock. Test the wheels, test the shocks. Over 100 stumbling blocks. How smooth you glide on road-tuned wheels. You've just got to ride to see how it feels. Now, head her nose straight up to the sky. Up she goes, a half-mile high. Up and up like wild geese fly. 4,000 times they climb the hill to prove the power behind Mercury's grill. That's what we mean by Mercury quality. Finally, head west. Look at 'em roll. Safe, sure, under control. Into the saucer, up on the lip, mile after mile at a smooth, steady clip. That's what we mean by Mercury quality. The 1960 Mercury, best built car in America. See it at Quality Headquarters, your Mercury dealer.
All right, we may have to get y'all a little bit. That's one high-powered blower right there.
I'm just going to go with, I can pick that out.
I think we got the most of it. I don't know what the cameras look like. We were blowing stuff around everywhere. Hopefully they ain't got too much dust on them. They look all right, Christian?
I think so.
If not, I can clean them off, the lenses. They look all right?
I think they look good.
All right. Well, now you can see everything a little bit better. Got our distributor here, our coil here. Like I said, our spark plug wires that run down to the spark plugs we're going to pull out. There was actually another, ooh, that dust is everywhere. Yeah. There was actually another carburetor setting in the floor of this car and a fuel pump. So I don't know what the deal is on that. Got stuff everywhere, don't we? Go ahead and we'll check the oil in it. So it's got plenty of oil. A little gassy, but not too bad. It still has a good consistency to it. Very black, which is to be expected. But it's always a good thing. There's no water in it or anything like that. It's always scary to pull that out and it look like milky. That means there's got water in it somehow. I don't know if your transmission line's over there, if you can get it yet.
Shows fluid in it.
That's good.
It's not bad looking. Double check it though, just see where it shows up on there without any help. Right on the full mark, but I know that's not the way you check it, but that'll show us at least there's some in there right now.
So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to go ahead and get my hands on this radiator fan. So it doesn't have an old clutch fan. So most of the times you can just grab that fan and see if the motor will, you know, turn over a little bit, and hopefully it will. And then we'll decide whether if we want to, you know, go ahead and pull the plugs out. You know, there's some battery cables that have been missing over here we're going to have to replace. So we'll get that on there as well and try to get it to turn over with the starter. But what we're going to do here is just grab this and hopefully,
It's trying to.
It's moving at the water pump, but
I can see it down to crank the.
really?
Yeah, it's barely moving, but.
Well, most of the time though, it don't take that much.
Right.
Yeah, I see it moving a little bit. So she may be partially locked up, guys. We're going to go ahead and pull these spark plug wires off and start pulling these spark plugs out. Hopefully they're not too rusted in there, and it won't be getting as much compression there then, so hopefully it'll turn over a little better. You may try to keep them in the...
Yeah, I'm trying to keep them in this.
We can look up the fire and order and stuff on it, but it's really dark on my side. I got that stuff all in my throat.
I know it.
So what would you guys do with this old wagon if it was something that you had come across? I know what I'd like to try to do with it, and it's not our typical Kraven Customs deal. Honestly, I would just get it running, probably throw some 20-inch Steelies with a small white wall tire on it, and buff this paint job out, fix that back window and patch up the interior and go with it. Throw some exhaust on it. So that's what I'd do, but what would you guys do? What would you do, Dad?
That'd be way out of your comfort zone.
You know how hard it was for me to say, I'm not going to bag it?
Yeah, probably pretty hard. No, I like it just like it is. Like I said, I always thought the wagons were always really neat and that. Always a big car, big family car, but you know, back in the day, that's what you had was big families. And you just
Yeah, you got something.
I'll grab. Yep. I'll grab me a set here. Just. I'll give you the old tools and I'll use these new ones.
A lot of people are saying they'd like to restore it.
Restore it? Yep. This isn't the original paint job, although I think it was originally green. On the roof you can see where it's flaked off and it's green up underneath, but has been painted before for some reason. You got it? They coming out?
Yeah.
That's good. I ain't even got on one yet.
John Herring said, let Christian do the brakes for you.
I am all for that. Ouch.
She did a good job the last time.
I'm curious, I'm going to check these brakes out. So there's actually fluid up in this thing.
Yeah.
But the brake pedal inside is kind of like that Pacer was. I mean, it's hard as rock. It won't move. But I don't know if we could pull it loose here and put some penetrating oil down in there if it might. I bet it's just locked up right there where it goes to the booster.
Okay. Not that bad.
No. Not covered in oil anyways.
No.
I'm glad they're coming out. So like I said earlier, for anyone that's just kind of learning cars and this is the best way to do it. Just jump in and mess with it. But the reason why we're pulling these out, other than we will be replacing them later, is it'll allow this motor to turn over a lot easier because it allows just that compression to just go outside of the head rather than staying in there. I sprayed mine with WD-40 on that wire. Now I can't get it pulled off. It's too slick.
May have to catch it with your teeth, like the rats did.
But yeah, these come out in 57. I made them up until 68. So this was almost one of the, you know, later body styles of it. I think they even come out with a 2-door version of it in the beginning. So.
Yeah, all mine look really good.
I've got something hanging from my GoPro on my head. I'm behind. How many you got out? All of them?
I've got out 6 off my side. I got 4 of them out. You got the
Yeah, it's
the
pretty
master
close
cylinder and all
over
that
here.
over there on yours. Mine was fairly easy to get to. I always get the easy side.
We've got about 1,400 people watching with us. Thank y'all. I hope y'all have been having a good week and a good year.
Yeah, it's start of a new year. Right here up on the weekend too, so wet and rainy here.
Yeah, and we've been having problems with our internet. Like when it rains, we have problems with the internet for some reason. And so that was a little bit scary right before we started. Is everything working right? So. I'm disappointed in myself to be this far behind.
I'm gonna try to give us a little help here with the.
Find a socket or something?
Yeah, try to find a socket and give us a little help when we go ready.
Yeah, the fun thing about these lives is, you know, everybody gets to hang out together and kind of watch it. And there's no editing on our end, so I think we kind of enjoy that side of it. But the part is, you know, you never really know what the outcome's going to be at the end of them.
I know what I hope it is.
Yeah. This is as real life as I guess you can get it. What's that for? Did you see something crawl out?
No, not yet. Yeah, I'm just kind of getting that jump on things here.
Anything? We put some kind of a fluid down in there, a little bit, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, just a little.
I figure we'll probably go ahead and maybe throw some transmission fluid down in there.
Okay.
If you wanted to grab some and a little funnel of some sort.
All right.
These are going to be fun over here to get at with that funnel.
I have a lot of Facebook YouTube comments, not a whole lot of Facebook.
I don't know if any of y'all, when y'all watched the opening intro video as we were picking this up, if that looked familiar to any of y'all of the location. So we actually bought this old car in the same place we bought that '75 Ford Bronco there. So when we bought it, we seen that. We're always looking around as we get to a place to buy something, and seen this old wagon sitting out back there. And that Bronco was pretty cool. It was a V8 Bronco, automatic, uncut Bronco, but just super rough. And we got it running though on a live revival video. If y'all haven't caught that, be sure to go check it out. But we ended up buying this from the same gentleman. Had to do a little bit of negotiating, but they worked with us, and about a month later we were able to go out there and pick it up, and now here we are, new owners of a 67 Mercury Wagon.
Yeah.
This back one is giving me fits. All them brake lines are right there in the way.
You have to do like you did on that Dodge and take that thing off.
Yeah.
Don't have to anyways, it looks like, but.
May have to. Just can't quite get at it. I don't know that even, I mean, I know we want to replace it, but I don't know how well we're going to get fluid down in that one. I won't get on there. And you already got fluid in them?
I got fluid in them too. I thought we was coming to work
you
today.
You gotta slow down. You're making me look like the underdog.
No, that's the way it works sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm wrestling while you're still going on to the next move.
What do you think?
I don't know, I'm getting a little movement.
Let me get this one out and we can kind of show them what it's doing there. It's too tight for hands, but really too loose for this ratchet.
Had any good comments yet, Christian?
A couple.
We're gonna try to work around eventually and get something where she's over here with us. And
Yeah, Christian is my little sister. She's our camera lady, and she's the one that's changing making us look good and changing all the scenes and putting together all the cool shots when we go pick stuff up. So we wouldn't be able to do this without her. So y'all know that.
we tried to get a little webcam on her so that you could see her in that, but it just would not hook up today. So that's something we are going to be working on, trying to give y'all a view of her every once in a while she's sitting over there giggling at us.
I can't really see her. Got another light.
Yep.
Oh, you can see. You stole all the light from me.
I took the light, gave you all the shade. You'll appreciate that this summer.
I'm probably putting way too much into this thing, but that's what I always do.
Yeah, well, it'll come out. I'd rather it be too much, not enough.
And that back one, let me see here.
May have to put it in your mouth and just kind of,
Yeah.
or put it in your hand and throw it at it.
I'm gonna try this, and then I'm gonna try hit it with some WD-40. Worst case scenario, I think I can stream it down in there a little better.
Need a shop rig.
Yeah. So yeah, all this stuff is gonna shoot out everywhere, hopefully, once we get it turning over. All right, guys, what we're gonna go ahead and do now is Dad's got this big old breaker bar.
It may be easier for you to pull down that way because I'm fixing.
You're gonna hit the water pump.
I'm gonna hit
yeah.
the fan there. So
We just got a ratchet and a socket here on the crank. And we're just gonna try to turn it over by hand first.
get up on there. There we go.
On there. It's worked out really well on these before, other than patience. You know, these things, if they lock up, it sometimes takes it a little while. It's back and forth. Oh, there it goes. So there it went. It wasn't stuck much.
Yep, it is turning. I thought it was just. That's good.
Yeah.
Now you made me look weak over here. I couldn't get it to do nothing.
So I'm gonna try to get it to go. Actually, I'll probably keep going a little bit more and then work it back the other way.
Oop, keep going. Okay, I thought we were getting into the radiator with that fan blade, but it's just a shadow.
Wonder if I can turn it over
With the,
by hand now.
I bet you can. Yeah, it'll turn by
Might not even need that, huh?
the fan.
So now, guys, yeah, see where before, well, it'll turn that way.
Pumping out a little fluid.
Just not quite, that belt's slipping. Yeah. All right.
Oop.
Puke up a little
Puked
bit.
up a little bit. That's good.
Yeah. All right, so far so good, guys. It was partially locked up, but I don't know if maybe, sound like something, you know, up here popped too, so I don't know if the little alternator or the water pump had been froze up partially too that was fighting it, but we're gonna go ahead and put some battery cables on this. It's missing the hot that runs there to that solenoid. I guess we bought a new solenoid, but relay, whatever you want to call that there. But I think we're just gonna go ahead and try this one first. It won't be hard for us to pull it off if it's no good. But if it works, it works.
Alrighty. Oh, I guess they're in this, ain't they? Or are they down? No, they're in that box.
I see where someone said looks to have all the trim. Yeah, it's got all the trim. We had to put a couple pieces of duct tape here and there. We noticed as we were loading it up, we didn't want to lose any of it as we were coming home. The car is pretty much complete. I think the only thing it's missing is a back window. And I don't know what the story is on how that happened, but we were looking around, there's footprints, big footprints on the roof, on the hood, on the doors. So I don't know if they had some kids that were playing around on this or what, but
it definitely was a big-footed person. I mean,
big-footed, but maybe lightweight.
Yeah, it was amazing to see. You know, if you did that to a car nowadays, it would.
Oh yeah.
Mama would be out there whooping somebody's tail end, probably, or at least counting, anyways.
Yeah. I'm going to grab a battery while he's tightening that up. What we've got here is we've actually got two red wires. So they have the ground ran with a red cable. So it'll work fine as long as this will go down small enough. Them posts are a little bit different sizes on the positive and the negative, but I'll clean that up and grab a battery.
Alrighty. This is a good thing you didn't listen to me whenever I was telling you what size battery, what length battery cable to get, because I was pushing more of a 2-footer. We'd have had to drag it.
Believe it or not, this one we bought, it actually had the original keys still in it, so to the doors and everything. So hopefully that ignition switch still works and it'll turn over with the key. Are you gonna do my job that I said I was gonna do and didn't do?
Well, it was going to be easier for me to hook them up that way. Otherwise, I could have used that 2-foot cable.
I'm not sure if it didn't have like an overflow reservoir tank that would have been right here. I was looking on a lot of pictures on these old engines and they had like what looked like a little metal reservoir tank for the radiator possibly right there. But well, there's some rust.
There's some rust right there.
Lance,
Good
you
old battery
lied.
rust.
Pretty typical spot on any vehicle up underneath the battery for it to be rusted out there, so.
Nothing clicked or popped or started smoking.
Yeah. All right, guys, so we have the motor cleaned off, obviously, plugs out. We just put some transmission fluid down in there, some kind of a lubricant to help work it back and forth. Transmission fluid will actually burn, so once we put the plugs back in there, she's gonna smoke just a little bit if she fires up, but that'll burn out really well anyway. So we've got the battery on there. We're gonna try to see. I don't know why it was missing a wire. Maybe they were gonna replace that solenoid to begin with, but I'll try to see if it turns over and see what it does. Good, ain't we?
We're good as far as I know.
All right. Here we go.
Contact.
Nothing.
Nothing.
What's that noise? Oh. Huh. Apparently it has a electric fuel pump or something.
Huh.
There's something back there.
Oh, yeah? That or a woodpecker. So, I don't know.
It's not even trying. Did you try to wiggle around these wires here?
Yeah, I'll twist them just a little bit.
Let me try it again real quick.
Trying to see if maybe.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Could be in the switch or it could be that. Do you want to go ahead and just replace that, or do you want to try to bypass the switch?
Let's try to bypass at least see if it's gonna, oops, at least bump.
That one there runs down to the store there. Which I guess I'll have to leave that on there. Are you going to just jump it across like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's either, we're getting something there, but there's nothing from that side.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, going to that side. So, either that or the starter's froze up, but it's not even clicking here though, so.
No, the starter just kicked in.
Oh, that's what, yeah, duh. No, it didn't, the fan kicked in.
We can just put this little thing on there real quick and just, we can decide later. We're just going to use this to crank it up underneath here. Let's see.
That's you here. I'm gonna dance around a little bit.
Actually, just going to put this one.
Just go to the battery.
Yeah. This thing don't open up real wide. There we go. Should be able to turn it over. Yeah. So you guys should be able to see it pumping out all this transmission fluid here. What I've done basically is I've just used this trigger button here to bypass the ignition switch on the inside. So we'll just use this for right now. I'll see later once we get to seeing if we're getting any fire. We'll see if we're getting any power to the coil from the ignition switch. If not, we may have to run a wire straight to it as well. So turn it over and hopefully don't get sprayed in the face. There it comes. And I got sprayed in the face.
I got hit with something. It wasn't wet though.
Sure is turning over fast, ain't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, she's turning over really well. Most of yours blew out?
Yeah.
Just trying to turn it over to get all that fluid up out of there, which it's not all coming out. I can still see some down in there, but most of it is. And also to try to pump a lot of this oil around in the engine. We'll go ahead and change the oil too once we get a little further here, just to put some fresh oil in it. But this thing hasn't turned over in 40 years, so this is the first time it's moved. So everything's going to be a little bit dry. Good compression though.
Yeah.
All right. So what I think we want to do next is I'll probably go ahead and have Dad start getting them spark plugs and putting them spark plugs in. And I'm going to get up underneath here and try to drain this oil out and change the oil and the filter if I can get at it. Get some fresh fluid in it. So that's where we're going to go from there. And then we're going to go ahead and see if we're getting some spark to our points and stuff and to our plugs.
We have a few people commenting about a neutral safety shift or something like that. Just to check it.
It could be. More than likely. I bet it's going to be in either that solenoid or. But it could be. I don't know. I've got it in. Pretty sure I've got it in park.
I don't know.
So yeah, that's pretty crazy. They've got a electric fuel pump on this thing.
I see some wires. Maybe not. I thought I seen some chewed up right there, but that's going to the wiper, so.
All right, where was I?
You were changing the Earl.
Is my GoPro still going, Christian, as far as you know?
Yes, it is.
All right, maybe you guys will be able to see up underneath here. A lot of people, man, there's a mess underneath here. A lot of people have commented, they see the lift in the background. Why don't you use the lift? Well, we just don't have the room to get the camera angles we need to be able to show you guys on this stuff. So this is what we do. Yeah, that oil filter is real easy to get at.
That doesn't always mean it's easy to get out.
No, it doesn't. The last live video we did was on a 94 Dodge 12 valve Cummins, and man, I had to put a breaker bar on the oil plug on it. That thing was so tight. And y'all know I'm stronger than Dad because y'all see me turn over there.
Yeah, we even had a few people comment they thought they seen something leaking out from underneath it as you started to back out, which it was. It was a fuel line. A little rubber hose clamp had loosened off. Real easy fix.
Yeah, we didn't realize it until we got it moved to the other side of the shop there.
But a lot of people have a real keen eye. I mean, they spotted it before we did, and we're right here with it. It's amazing some of the things people will see, and they'll, in the comments, they'll put down the exact time and everything it was, and we're like, oh, we didn't even notice that.
Yeah, this is gonna make a little mess because I ain't got quite the room for this oil pan. I'll try to move fast. Long-winded thing.
Long-winded.
Alrighty, let that drain out. And I'll pull that oil filter off.
So Christian, what would you do with this?
I'd probably make like a little camper out of it.
Little tiny home. Mm-hmm. Mobile tiny home.
Your mom ain't letting you move out. At least not until you're 12 or 13, you're too young.
Dad, do you know where our oil filter wrench is at?
I just laid it right here.
Oh.
I should have told you. I gathered that up and threw it down there and didn't even say anything.
A lot of oil in it. How's that going?
Going pretty good.
I still feel that stuff in the back of my throat.
It probably will for the next couple of days. Yep.
So I was talking earlier about these old cars. They come out in '57. So here's a couple different body styles that they went through over time. So that was the 2-door back when they come out. Now there's a 4-door there. And they just progressed. And then the next one there, you know, that's kind of like what we got right here. And they had 4 different engines. I think a 312, a 368, this 390, and then some of them had a 428 in them. So that'd have been cool if this had that in it. But I don't know exactly which years they used that, but yeah, they've kind of, and then in '63, from what I read, they didn't make a body style of this. They went to a Meteor, which I'd never even heard of, and then I guess I don't know if it lasted very long or hit Earth and just self-destructed.
Well, apparently this was still kind of popular because they brought it right back the next year. So.
Yeah. Station wagons are getting cool. I've always liked the weird and out of the ordinary stuff, and it's kind of fun to see a lot of people starting to take interest in it as well. So we've got a lot of old cab overs and old milk trucks and short school buses and stuff like that we collect around here. So anything weird and out of the ordinary, it belongs in Bogata, Texas.
Yeah.
That's why I live here.
Good thing about them short school buses, they all got those cherry flavored windows.
That's just about got her done there.
This was a tough spot to get.
The back one?
No,
All of them?
all of them.
Yeah.
It's got those lines right there coming off the power steering pump. And they're right where you need to have the extension.
I knew what I was saying when I said I'd change the oil and make sure. Ooh, scared me. What was that?
That dent was already there. The ratchet came off the end of the extension. Made a racket.
Yeah, I thought the car was coming on my head. How are we looking on time, Christian? You know? I think we started at 5:10.
All right, then 50 minutes, I think.
50 minutes? Mm-hmm. Wow, it's went by fast.
I thought she said 15. I thought that's a long 15 minutes.
This oil filter around here.
We have to go to another one first and then come back to this one. Get a running start at it. I can't even get it cross-threaded.
Screwdriver or something. Just gonna put a little oil here on this little rubber gasket before it goes back on. Help seal it off. Fairly clean up underneath here. I don't know how well you guys can see. I don't know how well I can see. Oil pan's not covered in grime. I mean, a little bit, but I can still see it's blue.
Finally got it. Just got to reach that point where you're about to give up.
Alrighty. Getting a little closer, guys. I'm going to go ahead and grab the spark plug wires because I know we definitely need those. And hopefully we've got the right ones and start routing them things. Guessing that's how they work, like that right there. They were in order
Yes,
up there.
yeah.
Okay. So I'm just going to pull them off one by one here. Try to get the closest size I can find.
Maybe they're not going to be like that pacer. Every one we had on that pacer wasn't but about a foot long.
I know it. I'm going to lay these out somewhere here on the floor, I guess. So where's everybody watching from tonight? Got over 2,000 people watching. Like Dad said, we're in Northeast Texas and it's a little rainy here and not too cold.
No, not cold.
It's dreary, one of those dreary days. So what I'm doing for anybody that don't know is, just trying to pull a wire off at a time and replace it at a time with one in the new set that's close to the same length of it. That way I don't have to get into messing with the firing order of this thing, which is not a big deal. I'm just trying to, because who knows if they've even got this right, but hopefully it was.
But if it doesn't crank the first time, you got somebody to blame it on.
Yeah.
Besides me. Or Christian.
Don't blame me.
Well, if you'd have been over here doing it. Oh, I'm sure she'd rather be over here doing it too. That's one thing I never would have thought that Christian would have got into, would have been
What is this wire?
working on vehicles, but
Good grief.
she has really taken a liking to it. But she hadn't busted a knuckle yet either. Sound like somebody's out there mowing.
It sure does. That's a fuel line, ain't it? What in the world?
Well, yeah. Every other one, long one, and then you have to go back to the short one to get the next one, and back to the long one.
Sorry guys that this is a little bit tedious on this part. But necessary. She's definitely not going to run with a wire that's chewed in half.
Or shouldn't run anyways.
Well, I mean, she could run, just not off that cylinder. But yeah. We've cranked them up without a carburetor before.
Yeah, that was a surprise to me. To know that you can just spray some start fluid down in the intake and it let me sit there and crank up on you.
Whew, man, that's hard on your back.
Yes, it is. I think I torqued those down to the specified torque. I think the specified torque is as tight as I can get them, so any tighter and I can't do it.
Well, if it cranks up and runs, then you probably got it right. If not, I'm gonna blame you for
I'll have to untorque them.
Oh, and there was a little bit too long there. But that's the same length they had on it, so. Well, I've got them ran all kinds of funky here. Oh, that's better. I got this side.
Okay, I'll trade you sides then. I'll get this side done.
Got some cool new videos in store for the future. We're about to be building a 68 Volkswagen Beetle that we're going to do a Herbie style build on, but just our own Kraven Customs style to it. It's going to be slammed on the ground, got some really cool old school 17s we're going to put on it, do the Herbie logos, all kinds of cool stuff on it. So if you're into that, if you're into lowered stuff, you'll definitely like that. That plug wire is going to be hard to figure out.
No, it just goes to that one up there, don't it?
No, I'm just saying
Oh.
the length. I don't know how much that mouse ate out of the middle of it. I know he just chewed it in half, but let's see. I think all of them are about the same length as what I got. Oops. Pay attention, Lance. That was the third.
Yeah, it's third. Something in my eye.
Jumped ahead of myself. Yeah, I think these are about all the same. One of them was a little bit shorter.
Y'all know the firing order, or you need to know?
No, I actually don't know the firing order, so if someone happens to know it, in case we need it.
We have a comment saying 154-26378.
Okay. Alrighty, hopefully we won't need that, but if we do, we'll need it. And I'd be pulling up my phone trying to look. And there's probably a bunch of Ford guys that are like, oh man, that's easy to know, this and that, but
Yeah, all I know is I remember it just number for number, 8675
309.
309.
You almost forgot that.
Well, I've got the 309. I'm thinking, no, it's 409.
No, that's a cleaner.
I know it. I'm not as dumb as I look. Or, no. Smarter than I look. That's what it is.
I had to pull all these wires back off this cap if we change it. Getting real close, guys. Thanks for being patient with us.
Dark Side Harley Girl said, put oil in it, Pops.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, thank you. That would have been bad. I can't. He's in my way. That was the only reason why I hadn't already.
Mm-hmm, sure.
I could have done that while I was loafing over there while he's putting plug wires on over here.
Second.
Thank you, Harris Pepper, for the super sticker. For some reason on the chat, instead of it showing the sticker, it shows a description of it, and it says, pair character dancing under a rain of confetti and taking off his hat to say you are amazing. I like that better than the sticker.
I'm missing a wire.
It's right here.
Oh, okay. About to say.
I don't guess you want to save these old wires, do you?
No.
Christian, more parts for your Ranchero. Look at the money you're saving.
I know.
Get over there. Yep, my GoPro went dead. We will take care of that later if we need to. I don't think you've been using it much, have you?
A little bit, but
Okay.
not too much.
Do you want to put a battery in it, or
I can.
have her go ahead and put a battery in my GoPro in case we use it again? And now I'm down to one last wire here.
Probably standing right in the way if she's, I don't know what camera she's got it on.
No, I got front one. You're good.
Okay. I'm notorious for getting in front of the camera and putting my backside to you.
All right. Those things need to be ran a lot better, but. Do you want to grab that little spark tester? Or we still need oil, huh?
Still need oil, yeah. But I can grab that too. I had a feeling we might need it, so.
All right, we're gonna put some oil in this thing, and then we're gonna check. We're gonna go ahead and check the, see if we're getting spark without cleaning the points. I don't know why, I just wanna see. It's probably not gonna happen, but you never know, it might. But if we're not getting any spark, we'll pull this distributor cap off and go ahead and clean the points. You know, check, make sure that we are getting power to the coil as well. But quit talking, Lance, more working. Just trying to explain to you guys what we got going on here. Got another rag.
You don't want a sweat rag?
Let's clean this. Got it.
Got it.
Thank you, Brian Woodall, for the super chat. Said, here's a little extra. She needs 4 more headlights. And thank you, Dragonstorm81, for the donation.
Ooh, I just dumped oil everywhere. I should have got a different funnel.
I know it.
Do we have one? This is going to take a while.
The one I just found was a huge one.
We've got one. Just don't remember where.
I got it.
Found it.
We have a few comments asking if the oil plug is in.
Yeah, yeah, I did get that back in. Got the oil plug in, got the oil filter in.
They're thinking, if the old man can't remember to put oil in, the son may not remember to put the oil plug in.
I don't know exactly how much oil this motor would hold as far as, you know, that 5 quarts. I think it's like a 6.0 liter. We'll check it. I know it's going to hold the leaf valve.
Yeah, because that's what you're going to put in it.
Yep. I don't know what that little can of V8 looking thing is over there on the finger well.
That's to let you know you got a V8 in here.
I guess so.
Wow, you could have had a V8. And you got one.
They said 5 quarts of oil.
5 quarts. What I was thinking. That's what she got.
It was like any of my vehicles I had in the past. It's 5 quarts and then one every other week.
Yeah. I believe she had about probably 6 or 7 quarts in there before we drained it, which probably means that carburetor had some flooding issues.
Yeah.
We're going to need to add a quart because we're on the full mark now, and it's going to pump some into that oil filter when we crank it up, I believe. But we can check that once it get to that. All right, we got oil. We got her turning over. We got the new spark plugs in it. We've got the new spark plug wires. We got GoPro.
Here you go. Oop.
So we got GoPro. Next we're gonna go ahead, I'm gonna grab a, we can check it real quick with that. Yeah.
It's up to you.
Let's go ahead and check it. We're gonna check it with this little spark tester. And then if we're not getting anything, I'll check, get the little voltage meter and see if we're even getting power here to our coil. So what we'll do is you just put that in the line of the spark plug there, and it'll show if it's sending juice down to the plug. I'll turn the key on, and then we'll be able to turn it over up front here. Forgot to hinge the door, guys. Sorry. Yeah, I forgot to oil the hinge. Man, that fuel pump. Hope we don't start pumping up in here. I'm gonna go, I might disconnect that. Here we got it on overhead?
Yep.
Come loose? Yeah, they come loose. Let me go ahead and,
It makes me a little nervous.
yeah. I'm gonna see if I can't get that thing disconnected. I don't want it pumping up a bunch of nasty fuel if there is any fuel in it, which it may have already done that. There it is. Well, that's an old-timey one.
Oh yeah?
I guess so. If it's been setting up that long, it's, I don't know, looks like it's a square, looks like a jewelry box of some sort. All right, got that back on?
I got it back on.
Turn the key back on.
I'm gonna have this thing shined up with transmission fluid before.
Yeah, it's all over the side. All right, we're gonna see if we're getting a little spark right here. Nothing. So I'm gonna check over here and see if we're getting hot to our coil, which I guess I can leave the key on for a second. Where's our voltmeter?
There's a,
I think I got it back over here.
yeah, I was supposed to say, I sent it on the floor back. Somebody picked it up. Wasn't me.
So I'll be able to check it right here. See if we're getting any juice from the ignition switch. We do have some dash lights that are coming on in there.
I'm just wondering if it may be something with that switch because we weren't getting anything out here earlier coming from that direction.
Yeah, we've got power to it. We got the power. Yeah, we got juice to it. So it's gonna be them points. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and pull this distributor cap off and try to clean them points real quick. You can leave that connected up, Dad. It won't, unless it bumps across something, I guess.
That's why I start saying I'll accidentally grab and think, what's this? 3 fingers later, I'll know.
So this is your distributor and your distributor cap, and obviously all the spark plug wires we've got ran down there. And inside here is going to be your points, which they easily get corroded up in no time. The cap don't look too bad inside there, and even the points don't look too bad. So I'm sure you guys can probably see that somewhat. They are very dirty. You know where those little files, I believe top of the toolbox right there.
They were. I brought them, set them over here, and I probably should have left them over there.
Done replaced our files.
Oh, here they are.
Mr. Eugene Castro has been very kind and generous to helping us with some tools along the way here. So thank all y'all that are willing to help us out and send us with tools. We've been here and we've been just working with what we got for forever now.
We're kind of like most of y'all. We just make do with what you got and until somebody helps you. And he has been a real big blessing on getting us some tools that are real handy for us.
These files, I believe, come from him, so we're going to go ahead and make use of them. I'm just going to get it inside there, work it back and forth just to clean that. I don't know what it is, it's oxidation stuff. Normally you can use a piece of sandpaper or pick or what we use.
Hammer.
Yeah.
Gasoline.
Nail file. We do have new points in case these don't work. New points and new condenser, but these don't look too bad. So I'm hoping we can keep them. Having to do that. I need to make sure the power is coming out of the coil into this too, I guess. Blowing some of them rat turds back up in on there.
Made me think of something else once before.
You going home with your breath smell like
rat poop?
Let's try it out again and see what it does. Let me go turn that key back on. What we're looking for here is a spark right here at these points once it turns over. So you can go ahead and give it a shot, Dad. Oh, they're not opening. So that's going to be an issue right there. They're not even touching the camshaft lobe here on this distributor to open back and forth.
Should be fairly simple, hopefully, if it's not, as long as it's not worn.
Flat blade screwdriver, I should be able to adjust them. Now there are certain adjustments you're supposed to make these two and stuff. I've always just kind of eyeballed them best I could.
Like Derek said, about like a business card.
Yeah.
Now this might have been a fun one to work on with Derek when he was down, and let him drive it all the way back to.
Can you bump it just one? I need to get it on that. Let me turn it over by hand.
I thought that may be easier to.
I'm trying to get it right on a certain spot of this motor. I'm gonna have to go back the other way.
We appreciate y'all hanging out with us tonight. I don't know.
Appreciate any of our new possible viewers from the Alt Driver page, and we most definitely appreciate them for allowing us to work on their platform. So super nice people, and we thank them so much for this opportunity.
26, 25 watching, so that's almost 1 million.
Try it again. They should be opening and closing now, as long as they're sparking.
Ready?
Uh-huh. No, not quite.
Were you going to check, make sure we were getting?
Yeah, I can. They're actually not closing back all the way though now. So I may have had them adjusted a little bit too much. Just pop me here in a second.
That'll be fine.
Maybe that cool. Tell you what, let me just grab that cool and we'll just go ahead and eliminate that all together. How are we looking on time?
It's 6:30, so
6:30.
So we're about an hour and 20
hour-
minutes in.
Yeah.
Are we an hour and 20 minutes in or an hour and 20 minutes out?
Both.
Does this have the push on?
Push on, yeah.
Okay.
Is that how that one is?
Well,
it's got threads.
It's got threads, but do you need these nuts off?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to go ahead and just replace this coil real quick just to see if that gives a spark. Hopefully these wires are long enough where I don't have to move anything. 2,600 people on here. I think that's the most that we've ever had on the live feed. So. Appreciate it. A little bigger, ain't it?
Yeah.
That means it'll be faster.
Bigger spark.
Well, those don't really want to go on there too well. Huh.
I hear it popping, man. I'm sure there's threads grabbing.
All right, now spark force. Ready? No. You think go ahead and replace the point? Just
Might
be
as well.
done
I
with it?
mean, we can keep fighting with them, or we can go ahead and.
We try not to drag these things off as long as we try to make them go as quickly as possible. And I know I said I wanted to use as many as original parts, but we don't want to lose you guys in this video. So we're going to go ahead and replace parts we got. That's why we got them. So.
Good job.
Tools, yep. I need to pull that off there first if I can. I got a little pair of, here we go. Christian, if you don't mind just to do a little song for them, sing them a song or something.
Yeah, right.
I guess I need to make sure they do look the same. Until they do. All these old cars seem like they've got the best place to keep screws and tools. And
Yeah, nowadays that's a place for sensors and
plastic.
yep. And they're all shaped so that when you set a wrench or a piece of something on it, it directs it straight down to the spot you can't get to.
I'm gonna go ahead and try to clean these up with something just to know that they're getting a good.
Oh yeah, It's still pretty bad shape.
Pretty dirty still.
Yeah. Yep.
Is this one?
No.
I was about to say. Put the mess around, put the same one. Yeah,
that?
give me that condenser.
Okay.
As well. Now you're at it.
Oh, rotor cap.
Any questions or anything so far, guys? I don't know that I'm the, going to give you the perfect answer or anything, but I started working on vehicles whenever I was about, gosh.
Broke.
Yeah. No, I was young. I was probably, I feel like I was 8 or 9 messing with go-karts that were broke. But yeah, I absolutely had no money anyways, but this one's a little bit different.
That's your mama's fault.
I don't think that's going to work unless the casings, see how it is?
Oh, yeah.
It's a little different because I bet that won't come out of there. No, it's like spot welded there. Man. Well, we'll try that one. We got a little bit different condenser here. I don't know if you guys can tell. Just the way the thing is that holds it in there, it's not going to allow it to. Unless I went. Nah, I don't think that one's going to work. So hopefully this one will work. If not, well, it's got to. This is the right one, right?
Yes.
They both don't look terrible.
Yes, that's the right one.
They could put the same one back on.
Yeah, I worked with a guy that taught me never to be nosy and just pick one of those up. He took that end of it right there and stuck down in the spark plug wire and turned it over, and it loaded that little old booger up right there. And when you reach down and grab that, it would knock the fire out of you just like a spark plug would. So I learned not to be nosy picking those things up. It's a good thing the GoPro's working, because you're like me right now. Your head's in front of the overhead and
Yeah, I wasn't for sure what camera angle she was able to use.
she's
If any.
GoProing.
Once I get this put back in there, hopefully it'll.
Well, the good thing is we also bought a starter, so we're not going to have to put that in, it doesn't look like.
Right.
About an hour and a half into it, so.
All right. And adjust these points and try them out.
Good thing about these old cars back then, is if you got fire and you got gas, I mean, you could at least get it started. You didn't have to worry about, well, there's just sensors out. And
No, they're pretty simple.
pretty simple. But even the simple ones are hard to work on sometimes.
All right. Let's see what that does.
Key?
Got a new coil, new points, old condenser. Turn the key on, hopefully. All right. Oh yeah. Losing a little bit of it. Go ahead again. It was doing it, and then we were losing a lot of it right there where I put those wires on it. Why I did that? Let me check it out. That fuel line. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and
Remove that.
get it out of the way. Dry as a bone. Wasn't pumping no fuel up here.
Probably good.
I don't know why we were losing our spark there. Those things I don't know if they're a little bit different. I didn't want to go down on there very far.
Different size.
There it goes. Press it hard enough. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it was sparking down below it though too. It was getting a good spark, but try it again. I might end up running me a wire across there so I ain't got to go back and forth with this stupid key.
Yeah.
We'll try it real quick, and then if not, I'll do that. I think I got a little wire that'll fit on there. All right. Do it again. Yep. So
It's a big one every once in a while.
yeah, so I hope you guys can see this spark here. I'll go ahead again, Dad. Sparking down in there. So we're going to go ahead and put the cap back on there, and we're going to check and see if it's sending it through. The inside of the cap is in pretty good shape. I may run a screwdriver across the little edges of these here. But they're not bad shape.
I'll take that condenser back. I bet we get $400. Ooh, I guess better not, because that's it right there. I guess that's the rotor button.
Bring me that rotor button now. I think we will go ahead and use it because that other one doesn't look too good. So yeah, this is our little rotor button that's going to go on here, and as this spins, it pops and sends it all through these different wires, which sends it down to your spark plugs, which goes to individual cylinders, which are filled with gas and filled with air and compression, and they fire up, and that's how this thing becomes a...
Is that the same size as that other one? Looks big. Yeah, I guess it is.
Yeah, big old ugly thing. About like the car.
Ouch.
I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry, Cobra. All right, so maybe we had a bad coil.
Definitely had bad points.
Probably had bad points. I may just not have cleaned them well enough, but we do know that they're sparking now. So we're going to turn it over again. I don't know. I guess I left the key on. I don't remember.
We'll see.
We're going to see if it's sparking over here. Yep. So y'all can see it sparking in there. That's going to be sparking at our plugs. And if them plugs don't fire, they're brand new. I don't know what the deal is. So as long as we've got everything in the right firing order here, we're at the point of putting a little fuel in it and seeing what it does. I hate to do this, but I'm going to grab a little air and just blow that around. I'll try not to kill your eardrums.
You may want to use that other.
Yeah, I'm going to use a small one.
That big one will slap you in the face if you don't use both hands.
All right. Got some gas.
Yes, sir.
We've got all the plug wires put back together. I'll let you pour some in there. I don't know if you can fill the bowl up anywhere.
That's what I was trying to see. I don't know if.
You can possibly fill that bowl up. It'll run a little longer. I don't know if our linkage. I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna press the gas pedal and see if this, I don't know. I can't even get it to move. Where does it go? Well, we may have some linkage problems here. Blow that out a little bit more. I can't really see what we. Not wanting to move, is it? This old linkage just froze up on this carburetor. Like I said, there's another one inside, but I ain't really looked at it to see if it's better shape or what. Grab that light again.
It's right there.
Let me see. So it's actually pulled, like it's in,
High.
revved up a little bit, yeah, I believe. Maybe not that thing there. It's moving, ain't it?
Everything's moving but the.
Thought might be able to put a little bit more pressure with it with that pedal.
Yeah, it's got a bunch of old crud down in that tire.
We normally have pretty good luck with the linkages of that thing coming free. And they normally are stuck, but don't take much to get them working.
There's something probably down in.
Maybe something wedged off in it. I just don't want to crank it up and
Right.
rev all the way up.
Take off and blow a sling of rod to the side.
Man, so close. Can't really see down in there. Can you see down in there at all to see if we could spray a little bit of this penetrating oil? What is it?
Dad's face is like so close to the camera.
It's moving, ain't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Can you see it moving in there?
Yeah.
You don't want to be breaking it.
It's
Just
stiff.
stiff.
Yeah.
Really stiff.
So, there's nothing in the way of it. It should be. Let's open the little flaps in there a little bit.
Seem to be getting a whole lot better. Sprayed again in there. I'm gonna look at this other carburetor. I really don't want to go that route, but I'm just curious of why it was in there. I wouldn't say it's in. I'll leave that key on. Wouldn't say it's in better shape. It's got electric choke though.
A little bit better gripper.
That's a Holly. It is at least moving though. We're going to try to keep working with this carburetor linkage just to try to get it to move just a little bit. If we can't get it to work too much, we're just still going to, I think you've done dump fuel in there, right?
Yeah.
We're going to try to see if it'll crank up. That's the bad thing about this being live though, is some of this stuff it needs time for that to set in there and work it back and forth and this and that. And looks like it's getting a little bit easier on him maybe. But we will work with what we got. See the pedal moving. Thought I might help you some.
Yeah, it is helping.
It is?
Yeah. Thought it was.
It's not, the pedal's not springing back up. Nothing's springing back, is it? Or is it? Which way does it go? When
It goes backwards.
So this goes this way?
Yeah.
It pulls it that way? You sure? So when I'm putting the pedal, yeah, I guess that pulls it back that way. I can't even see the idle. I think it's not far off from, yeah, maybe it is. Trying to see how far off it is from the, what do you guys think? Any suggestions here? Something to speed it up, something we're not seeing? I don't know. That thing there shouldn't be keeping it from doing anything. I wouldn't think. Let us know, Christian, if they've got any thoughts.
Okay.
There's working.
A lot of people saying swap the carburetor.
Yeah.
Maybe quicker. But if that other carburetor's
The scary
no good.
thing is you don't know if that was the good carburetor or the bad carburetor. Where'd I put it? Don't even know if it'll work on this car. And I don't know what they've got. That's a pretty new something or another. Some kind of a sensor there. It doesn't look terrible on the... What do you think about it?
It's just right in that area right there where I think where our issue is. It may.
Let's see if she'll fire up anyways. We'll go ahead and see if she's at least trying to crank with this, and then we'll make that decision. You've already put some gas in it, didn't you?
Yeah, but I sprayed a bunch of that in there too, so I don't know.
That W40 should burn too. Let's just see what it does real quick. How are we looking on time, Christian?
It is 6:54, so about almost 2 hours.
We're 20 minutes out.
Come on, we need her to crank up for
15
us.
minutes out.
Let me make sure I got it in park. I want it to... Should be good. Go ahead and give her a shot. Yeah, just what we expected.
Look back there.
It's revved up. Scared me. I should have stayed over there where I could kill it. I wasn't expecting it to crank up that
I
quick.
figured I could smother it down.
Is that what you did?
Yeah.
This stuff went everywhere. Well, guys, that was fun. We're not going to try this carburetor any further until we can get that linkage going, and I don't think we're going to get it going. So we might go ahead and try to put this other one on there. Any luck? We like to keep these things, I know they're kind of long, but that's just how it works. We're about to get smoked out. That's all that transmission fluid in here. It looks cool on camera.
I about knocked my computers over.
You know, it smells like those popper things.
That you have at 4th of July?
Yeah.
Cap, like a cap gun.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's what
It's pretty
it
cool
is.
on camera, though. Looks like a burnout.
Yeah. We'll have to retitle this episode. Car does burnout on its own. What do you think?
Ghost
Just switch it
Rider.
out real quick?
I think
there?
so.
We're going to try to switch this out real quick, guys. We try to keep these videos at 2 hours or shorter.
Golly.
But we would love to see this thing run a little longer. So that's what we're going to do is switch it out. So if y'all can hang with us, we'd appreciate it. If not, we completely understand.
If you could see to work.
Yeah. I may have to open the door up. You think I should? Is it getting pretty bad?
I mean, you can still see.
Can they see though?
Yeah.
It's weird. I don't think it's as bad as it looks on there.
No.
What size is it? You grabbed a wrench, huh?
Yeah. Well,
3/8.
I knew there was going to be some that I couldn't get with the.
I hope this thing will, like I said, hopefully it's a good carburetor. Right now it's an available carburetor, so we're going to give it a shot. I don't even think it's going to allow some of this stuff to hook back in the same, but we ain't trying to take it to church tonight anyway.
What?
I thought it was that other thing because it sprung right back. Hang on just a second, Dad. Make sure. It's just, I don't think we're ever, I mean, I think it will. I just don't think it's going to.
Within the time limit.
Yeah,
we got.
within the time that we're working with here. Christian, I'm going to put this on. Let's not lose that.
All right. Knock it off my table. Gotcha.
Whatever you do, lose that.
Oh, that one ain't a 3/8. 7/16.
17 wrench. That's the reason I get wrenches. Can't trust a socket.
Somebody new is gonna pop on this video and be like, "What in the world is they? Where are they working at? What's going on? The shop
exploded.
The shop on fire?"
Looks like what we told them would catch on fire caught on fire.
Yeah.
I don't know if you need to take those. Oh, you got all that stuff loose, linkage and stuff.
You know, one cool thing though about these lives is, like, we might have accidentally could have missed that. You know, if we were filming on a produced style video, you never know. We've missed stuff before accidentally. Be filming in another place or just not ready for it. You know. I was ready for it to sputter. I wasn't ready for it to head to Jupiter.
Well, that's the way you get them ready right quick. You just kind of hit it full throttle. That way you know it's a good motor.
Yeah, when all the oil just been drained out of it and there ain't even nothing in the filter. I think I've got everything on this side.
Okay, I've got everything on this side.
Quite messy, huh?
Xandor said it actually sounded healthy.
Yeah, it did. I was just more like what in the world's going on than to concentrate on how it sounded though. what just happened. And I was like, how am I going to get in the car to kill this thing fast enough?
Man,
What is it?
I'm gonna have to put this because it's got that one thing right in the way. I don't know that I can.
Oh, yours come out that way.
Yeah.
Man. Of all ones to come out like
Yep.
that.
Let me see if I can get it loose and find some vice grips. I had some earlier. See if I can get it unscrewed the other way.
It won't drop down in between this gap here, up top.
Uh-uh.
I don't even know what that little sensor controls.
What did I do with that? There it is.
Get out of there.
Okay, I'll have to get this in there first, and
Do what?
I'll have to get this
No, okay.
thing in there, and then we'll be able to go.
Trying to hurry, guys. We got 9 minutes.
You got the carburetor off?
We've got the carburetor off now, yeah, and we're putting this other one that was inside the car on it.
You want to show on your GoPro? I had a few people asking to see it.
The new one?
Whichever one you took off.
Oh yeah. Let's see.
Or maybe the new one, I don't know.
So
Both of
here's
them.
the one we took off.
Let me slip around you.
I don't know how well I'm showing you
Yeah,
guys.
you can see it.
So, you know, it's froze up right here. It should move and spring back itself. But up underneath here, I think it's just, you know, froze. I got electric choke, bunch of battery acid looking stuff. Is this like what in the world, is this like some kind of a,
Oh, I don't know.
I don't even know if that'll work.
That'll work.
That's weird. No, I'm wondering if it's like an electronic, like a injection style.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do y'all know? That looks weird to me. I want to put it up on here. I know where we can put it on there and it'll at least run off the,
The bowl.
yeah. What do y'all think on that? What is this? What's the gasket?
It didn't. Unless it's on that other
I
one.
thought it was still down there.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, it's still in here. Let me go find something to get this off with.
Christian sing.
I don't know where our little scraper's at.
Check this other side over here. Sorry, guys. I'm kind of roaming all over the place trying to find.
I don't know how well we're gonna be able to get this old gasket off this. Been on there a while. Never fails. We need something that we don't buy.
Right.
I don't think we're gonna be able to get it off. It is stuck on there bad. I might end up cutting it like this. Be patient, guys. I'm just trying.
I know the trick. I got to keep looking until you get it off, and then I'll find it.
It's coming. It's just taking a little time to keep from ripping it. What are you looking for?
Wire brush, I guess. I thought I could find it.
Sound like you need to be looking for something to grease them drawers on the toolbox.
That wasn't me. Yes, that wasn't me. It's Christian.
Some are saying that it's the choke, like an electronic choke.
I don't know. Come off. I'm trying to save this gasket, guys. It's working, it's just
taking a while. Let's see. 2,700, almost 2,800 people watching. Sorry guys, it's taking just a little while, but he's just about got it. Got me working so hard, I'm blowing smoke.
Feel like I probably could have made another one by the time I get this off.
Well, that's what you should have done.
I don't know. It's not working out too well. It's so thin and old and dry.
Just describe me. Except for the thin part. And apparently needing to grease my drawers and probably not the dry part either.
Okay. This is
This is what every mechanic does. Kinda.
Okay.
Fit like a glove. Boy, that's gonna be fun. I don't know that I can get on that one.
Someone said I got that gasket. I'll be there in 30 minutes.
Well, we know it's somebody that lives close.
Or drives fast.
Hold on, we'll slow you down a little bit before you get to tightening down, because
I'm just trying to get started.
this one is. It's going to be that one that.
We know that she will run, though. She will run. So, would anybody like to see some more progression videos with this old girl? I think it may be something we plan on keeping around the shop for a little bit. I'm actually going to go ahead and open up this door so it's a little bit less smoky in here real quick.
I'm going to get a magnet.
You drop it?
Yeah, it slid back behind the bolt, the stud there.
Stay up there. Maybe that'll clear out a little bit.
Can you hand me that flashlight right there, please, sir? Oops. And then that screwdriver.
Minute from our 2-hour mark.
They may have to hit pause.
Anybody say anything on the progression videos? Maybe another live. If y'all like the live, maybe another live of getting it running a little better, or maybe washing it up and shining up the paint job and stuff.
Yeah, I have a few saying that they'd like to see more videos on it.
It'd be fun to do a live, maybe during the day if we could, outside, washing it up and trying to buff it all out and stuff like that. See how well it shines up.
Okay, I'm going.
Got it?
Yep. Started on it anyway.
All good to start.
Yeah, you're good to start. You're good to finish. Well, I don't know who designed this, but I'd like to shake his hand. Around his neck.
Almost got this carburetor that was inside the car bolted back up. We're going to try to put a little gas in it and probably be as far as we get on this video, guys, just to see it kind of run, and if we can get some fuel in that bowl, maybe it'll idle for just a second.
We have a ton of people saying they want to see it cleaned up.
Cool. Would y'all like to see that live? I mean, it might be a little time consuming, but at least show the process of pressure washing it off and shining it up and stuff like that. If I knew where some wax was, I'd go grab some and try out a little spot while Dad was getting that. I'd spend 30 minutes looking for it.
You got an hour. I just cannot.
You want me to try to mess with it, or
Yeah, I'm gonna let you.
got a ratchet wrench, or will that not work?
That nothing. You're only gonna work with that. It's right down
Yeah, I see it there.
the top. Yeah, I couldn't get that end to go on it, so. Got that little old stop sticking up right there off that other thing below it, and it restricts you from being able to turn that wrench.
It does.
Yes. Luckily, it's one of those that's not finger loose.
I'm just wondering if we could just tighten
I
down
think
them
you
other
can.
ones for
I
now.
mean, it may have a leak, but I think it'll be enough to.
Might suck a little air there, but that could take us 30 minutes to get that thing.
I don't know. That went to the bottom of that other one.
It probably could go right there, but if you wanted to even mess with it.
I'm just gonna wait. Or maybe just to.
You got that wrench for that one? Because I really can't get it. I put it right here. Won't be able to rev it inside the car. Let me blow that away real quick. Y'all ready, guys? I can't hear you. Not going in there, or is it taking some?
It's taking, I believe.
It's coming out the front.
Okay.
Can't imagine it. Here we go. See how smoky it gets in here. Hopefully. Y'all ready?
What about the linkage and everything? You sure it's fine?
It won't hook
Okay.
up, so it's just going to be loose here.
Okay.
Christian, the best angle the exhaust is on this other side, so you might, yeah, you might hit that. We're going to give it a shot, see what it does. Hear a little bit of rattle
Yeah,
up here
little rattle.
in the rocker arms, but that's just going to take the oil and the lifters priming and stuff like that. But she is running there, and she even idled. We'll go ahead and crank her up one more time. I think I had it revved up just a little bit. You know, I need to be ready to.
You want to put more in the bowl?
Yeah, go ahead and fill it back up again. Not as much smoke as I expected there to be. I think we got it all in that first puff where it revved up to 80 miles an hour. Pretty cool. I guess we could get some spray if we want to keep it going.
Yeah, some starting fluid, but no carb cleaner.
Did we not have any? Huh. Can't believe we didn't have some sitting over there.
Normally there always is.
Here's some here. Here you go. We'll try to get it running long enough, maybe it'll... I guess I'll just kill it inside there if I have
Ready?
to. Yep. Burning all that transmission fluid out of it still. It'll take a little bit for that to clear up. Sounds pretty good though. You can definitely hear a little bit of that lifter noise, a little rocker rattle. May need to be adjusted. Yeah, it works. Idling. Well, there you go. I'm going to turn this key off so I don't burn that coil up. Well, guys, we've got another successful live revival video under our belt, and I couldn't say that I'm any happier. It was super fun to dig into this one, being that it was covered and all that stuff. To me, that's fun. But I have to say that we wouldn't have been able to do any of this out without God's favor. So God has been behind us on this channel. He's been behind us on everything in my life, in all of our lives.
Yep.
So definitely want to give Him all the thanks and all the glory on that. I think God is happy to make us happy. You know, He loves to see us happy, and I'm happy to see this thing crank up. So thank all of y'all for hanging out with us. We'll talk on our community tab button. If you're new to our channel, be sure to check it out and subscribe on that. We'll try to do some more videos on here, maybe live, maybe not. Try to clean this thing and just do a little. Be looking for that Volkswagen, Herbie style Volkswagen as well. Dad, you got anything to say?
Smoky? No, we appreciate everybody hanging out with us and that. I know it takes a lot for y'all to come out and hang out with us and that. It takes a lot for me to hang out with him. So it's, no, we appreciate all y'all.
Christian?
Thanks for hanging with me.
Yeah.
And we'll try to get her in on some of this stuff.
Yeah, we may get her cleaning this thing up. She's pretty good at that if y'all seen the Pacer video. So with that being said, thank y'all so much. God bless. Y'all keep the faith. Christian, send them out with our outro.
Thank y'all.